So Nikki, today Volkswagen came out with more detailed results for 2012, having already given a sort of prelim in mid-February. What more detail did we get today? I mean, so far we'd been told that operating profits were only up marginally, and they were forecasting flat operating profits again this year. So did they tell us something new today?
Well, what we got today was quite a lot more detail of the different divisions within Volkswagen, or different businesses within Volkswagen. And it paints a not very encouraging picture for 2012. I mean, the VW brand cars were down, Audi was flat in operating profit terms. But I think what people will really take away is the sort of tone that the management set for 2013. And it was very conservative there, warning of a first quarter dip in profits, a bit more cheerful thereafter. But there is a sort of feeling that, you know, the problems of the European auto sector are still very much with us.
Right, okay. So they're operating obviously in a bad environment, but then VW are huge. I mean, how are they faring then against peers?
Well, as you rightly say, they're a pretty good, they have a pretty diverse business. They have everything from heavy trucks through to luxury brands like Lamborghini. And that does give them some insulation. The premium cars produced more than half their operating profit last year. The majority of their sales, excluding the heavy truck business, come from outside Europe. So there's some, I mean, those are all good defensive sort of aspects of the group, but that's not enough to really get you out of a European market that is collapsed and continues to collapse. I mean, most of the estimates now are for a 6% fall, something like that, in Western Europe in terms of passenger cars this year, and it is absolutely dire.
Okay, so do you think then that they're being realistic with their forecasts? I mean, obviously VW is huge in places like China,
yeah.
Which is still growing, but like you say, maybe not enough to offset Europe. So, you know, are investors take away from this that they're being overly cautious, or do you think this is a fair assumption for 2030?
I think they're building, like all sensible managements, they're building themselves in some margin for error. Discounting is going to be the name of the game for a while yet. VW has a good balance sheet, so it's playing it very aggressively. So yes, I think there is some caution in there, but I have to say I think the market got very ahead of itself in terms of you know, sort of assuming that the worst was over in terms of the European car market towards the end of last year, and it very obviously isn't.
Right, okay. So overall, although Volkswagen could be being a little bit cautious for this year, they're still in a very difficult operating environment. Thank you, Nikki.